Hi, I'm filming another video because I'm like really cool sometimes and I film videos when I remember to. So let's get started. This video is going to be all about packing, which is going to be fun for not me. But if you're watching this, maybe you're going to get information. So get ready for that. To start out, packing is a thing that many transmasculine folks do to create the bulge in your pants that a cisgender man would have from a dick. So I have a variety of packers in front of me, including some that was sent to me by the company Axolom. All of their stuff's going to be linked in the description. And then also just other stuff to just explain how binding works. So let's get started. I'm going to start off with this foam packer. I cannot remember where I got it from, but it is a very basic foam packer, very soft and squishy. And yeah, foam packers are what people who are allergic to latex usually start out with, or allergic to silicone, because most packers are latex or silicone. So the way that this works is it just goes in your underpants, in your pants, and it creates a bulge. So I also have packing underwear from the company Tomboy X I'm going to use to show examples of this stuff. So packing underwear and packer, you just put it in the inside pouch that is there, and then when you're wearing it, it has a bulge. So yeah, that's pretty great. That's a foam packer. A lot of people also start out with socks. I'm going to show you how to make a sock packer near the end of this. And then I have a silicone packer. This one's relatively old. It's dick-shaped because that's what a packer is. I like this one because you can choose what side it goes on. That is my favorite thing about packers, is that somewhat similar to cis men, you can allow it to like pick a side essentially. I like it. That's how packers work. And so that's how real dicks work. So I like it when packers work similarly. And now we're getting into the fun ones that were sent to me. So opening up their fancy box, and inside they're all individually wrapped in these bags, but since I've already opened them, you don't really get to see the fancy packaging, but I will tell you that it was fancy. Starting out, this is their handy model STP. STP stands for stand to pee, so as in you can use this prosthetic to stand up to pee. So it looks like this, pretty big, and then there's a hole so you can pee through it. And this is a 3-in-1 packer, so essentially packing, peeing, and sexy stuff. My dog's trying to get in. I'm not going to let him in, though, because he's being a butt today. Yeah. Hi. When I went back to watch that, I realized I left out one important thing, which is with STP models, one of the main problems that you run into is that your flow of pee is too fast and this cup part overflows, and then you've got a whole mess, and if you're in a public restroom, that is definitely not what you want to happen. So I tested this one when it arrived. I ran water through it to see if it essentially drains fast enough, and it does. I was actually impressed by how quickly it drains. Very realistic, absolutely fantastic. I felt a need to add this in here. So yeah, handy model STP. And one of the things that I often find is an issue with packers and such is they're often made to be really big. And while you might say, yeah, I get to choose my dick size, I want it to be huge. No, you don't, because it's not realistic, it's uncomfortable, and a lot of other things come with that. Typically, the thing that you want to do to measure how big you should get it is if you do this with your finger and you measure here to here, that's typically how big your erect penis would be. This is technically just like a random trick off of the internet that people use. You can also, if you're comfortable with it, take a tape measure, go around right below your boobs, and then go across your nipples, and the difference in inches there is how big your dick would be. Keep in mind, I'm not positive if that is the erect or flaccid length, and when you're getting a packer, you want to go somewhere in between those numbers. So this is relatively big for a packer, but because it's also used for, you know, segsy stuff and peeing, that's why. But overall, when you're actually wearing it, it's not too big. In general, this is a very good packer. It is not super stiff, which is often a problem with them, and like I did with the first one, you can like let it fall to one side or another so that when you're wearing it, it's more realistic. Next up, I think this is their classic silicone packer. I'm pulling it out of this cute little bag. Now this one's a bit more realistic when you're going for an accurate size. This is a bit more of what you're gonna get. So it naturally falls right down, but you can choose side. It's pretty realistic. Very nice material, relatively soft. Overall, very realistic, very nice packer, right? Very nice. And then this is their uncut packer. So this one's uncircumcised, and as you can see, it also just automatically goes down, which is nice in a packer. Same material as the other one, so it's just as flexible, just as squishy. Overall, very nice. These are high quality packers. These are very good. And in general, with packing, I have explained why people do it. I've explained how people do it, and I've shown lots of examples. But feel free to ask questions in the comments. I will do my best to answer them. You guys often have fun answering them as well. So if you would like to ask or answer questions, head to the comments, because I assume that at the point that you're watching this, there might be some. But in general, that is the gist of packing. It is plastic dicks, foam packers, or socks, or anything if you're creative. Okay, I almost left out my instructions on how to make a sock packer. So here we go. These are old socks, so they have holes in them, / I definitely have holes in almost all of my socks. So to start out, we're going to take one of them and just kind of bunch it up like this. And then we're going to kind of roll this one into it. So basically, you filled one sock with the other sock in order to make a slightly thicker sock. Basically, you end up with this, which is essentially what you're going to put in your underpants, and it will make a bulge effect. There you go. To essentially have a fake dick. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Hopefully this was explaining enough.